so many cars in the morning, yo. Speeding around. We hear them in the background all the time, yo. What's going on?
Trying to get all up in our show.
Ain't nobody going to the clubs. Like, I don't... Anyway. Welcome back to It's a Parent. This is the show where we take video game-based questions from parents and answer them in 30 seconds.
Our first question of the day today comes from Mélanie in Sassabie, Quebec. And her question is, what did Fortnite do differently that got most children, even adults, hooked so fast and so quick?
Timing and advertising. A lot of people who read up before about PlayerUnknown's Battleground, PUBG, they know what I'm talking about. I think it's a quick, free startup, and there's character customization. People are able to create themselves as part of the narrative. And I also have a Minecraft theory that Fortnite played into a bunch of users who were into Minecraft, and that was their next step in terms of engagement and participating on a grand scale with a bunch of other people inside a Battle Royale environment.
Our next question is from Prof Dad and Robert W. What is a good age to introduce my kids to video games?
Ooh, okay, so I think it's all about intent, really. You've got literature from Keiza McDonald's from Kotaku that says just make sure that you're playing age-appropriate games in front of your kid, because you're actually one of the original teachers that teaches them about possibility. So consider when you're making choices about what games you'd want your kids to play, maybe try and play those games that are more mathematics heavy if you know that they might be struggling with math in school, for example. That's my suggestion.
Mm-hmm. I feel like at home we started at about 4, right?
Yeah, we did. That Super Mario thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
At that time,
and we're playing together.
Yeah. That's the critical thing.
All right, this week we had the same question from a couple of grandmas.
Ooh, grandmas, I see you.
All right, and this question is from Grandma Donna in Pickering. And the question is, as a grandparent, what game would you recommend I use with my 4-year-old grandson? He's very much into spelling, words, and reading right now.
Okay, so I can tell you what we did in our own house. We started off finding out what our kids were interested in via this app called Rivet. And it's a reading app, but the kids get to pick what book they want to read, and I would look and be like, oh, looks like they're interested in chocolate. And then from there, we graduated into Reading Eggs, which I found out has these reading Olympics in it this week. Absolutely incredible for the game standpoint as well as the reading standpoint. And lastly, I'm starting to work with my 6-year-old on Pokemon Sapphire, reading those speech bubbles.
Mm-hmm. I liked Reading Eggs because it seems super user-friendly. And I can picture my parents, so our kids' grandparents, being able to navigate it. Yeah, I can't believe how rich that learning environment is. It's insane. It's insane. Reading Eggs, sponsor this show, please. Anyway, that's a good idea, man. I should contact them. I should send a copy to Reading Eggs and be like, hey, yo, we talk about your app in the show every single week. Can we do something? Yo, I think I'm really going to do that. Our fourth question of the day today comes from Nerdy Teacher in Thornhill. And the question is, some have refuted Lumosity's claims of learning. Are there any games that actually improve cognition, memory, decision-making, recognition, critical thinking, and problem-solving?
Yeah, you could play Sudoku with your kid. I don't know how high level they are. There's Brain Workshop, there's Elevate, there's Peak, and games like G-Brainy. You can also do crossword puzzles and things with your child that will help contribute to memory, cognition, and those things that you mentioned. So, lots of alternatives. I know that there's a training series on Nintendo consoles called Brain Age, which is designed to do exactly that. I love that game.
All right, our final question of the day is from Shanti in Ajax. And the question is, especially now, what positive skills does my child gain from playing games like Fortnite and NBA 2K20?
So specific. Okay, I will tell you right off the bat, there's not a single game that does not have the potential to teach you something. In the 2 games you mentioned, spatial reasoning, resource management, communication skills, and some social skills, maybe even dance moves. But it's important. It's important. Here's an exercise you can do. You can ask your child what they did in the game and get them to teach you about what they're doing. Further, try and select games that are intent specific. So pick learning games that are in that child's age range in order for them to play outside of the casual games. Thank you so much for your questions again this week. Remember, if you have questions, make sure you click on the link in the description down below. And we have a fantastic database. We're going to answer your questions in an upcoming episode. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you in the next one.
Please subscribe.